Pura vida, and do I have a great recommendation for you. So, if you're looking to learn a little bit about Costa Rican beer, and one that will surely make you look like a connoisseur, then join me on this tasting. My name is Eddie, and I have tasted and sampled many beers from all over the world, and it is my passion to help you find that perfect beer you're looking for. Whether you're looking to try something new or there is something very specific that you're looking for to pair with your food, I got your back. Welcome back, beer lovers. Thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. As I said in the intro, my name is Eddie, and on this channel, I taste and review all kinds of beers and give you my most honest opinion about them, as well as some ideas to pair them with your food, just like the one you're about to watch. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon down there so you're notified every time I release a new beer review video. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Now today, check this out. I just came back from Costa Rica and we enjoyed their local beers, their national beers a lot there. Not a lot of craft breweries. So this is a little bit of a macro, which is an exception because I don't, do a lot of macros. But this is definitely one that I wanted to bring to you, and it is their Pilsen. I mean, I gotta tell you the story, right? I land in there, and we go to the hotel. We're at the hotel bar. We're sitting outside, and so I asked them, what are some of the local beers you have? And so the girl says, and of course, we're speaking Spanish down there, and so the girl says that they have Pilsen, and so I thought, ignorant me, right? I thought it was a mispronunciation of a Pilsener. Right? So I'm like, yeah, sure, that sounds great, because I wanted something kind of light to start. It was kind of like late in the evening, so I just wanted something light to get me going, quench my thirst, and that going stuff. So I thought it was going to be a Pilsner. Well, then it turns out that the actual name of the beer is Pilsen. So I talked to a few people. I gotta say, did not run into any beer connoisseurs down there. So I was just trying to figure out, what do they classify this as? Is it a Pilsner? Is it a, so I don't, and I will tell you this, right? I'm using my Pilsner flute, but I use my Pilsner flute for others, such as like pale lagers, which I think this more closely resembles kind of like your typical Pilsner, not a Pilsner, kind of like a German lager, or like a pale lager kind of stuff. So that's what I'm putting this into the pale lager kind of like category. But it's definitely something that was interesting. Like I said, I did enjoy this during our trip down there, and I managed to bring some back. So I wanted to share this with you. So where do we always start? Appearance, right? And by the way, remember that having the right glass for the beer that you're tasting, it's important. It's something that I say is part of us being beer connoisseurs. So I'm using my Pilsner glass. So if you want to check out the description below to see how you can get your own set of beer connoisseur TV glasses like this one, open the description, check out the store, and get your own set. Now, where do we always start? Appearance, right? And usually, you know them by now, the 3 C's of appearance, which are color, clarity, and carbonation. That is right, my friends. So, color is a very pale, basically like a straw yellow, and very, very clear, completely clear beer there. I mean, you're probably seeing through the beer into some of the taps in the bar back here. Or maybe you can see even my face there. But yes, it's very, very transparent. And as far as carbonation, lots of carbonation. I mean, when I pour that, I had to stop the pour, right, because there was, big head of foam there also. But I do still see lots of fast rising bubbles. And there was a big head. I mean, it was more than my whole hand, more than 4 fingers. However, look at how fast it's dissipating. It's lost half of it already. Very fluffy white head there. Now let's go for the aromas. And they're kind of strong aromas, and this is why I like it in the Pilsner glass. Of course, when I was there, I was almost always drinking it from the can, which, takes some of that experience out. But definitely, being back here, enjoying it in the right glass, and that brings out some more complex aromas here. Very, very impressed. I did not pick this up over there. Wow, there's that sweet, kind of like cereal, but sweet from the yeast on the malts. But I would say very, very strong and complex aromas in this beer. And by the way, this is the oldest beer in Costa Rica. They have 2 that are always competing down there, but this beer has been around for 120 plus years. So it is a well-recognized beer in Costa Rica. And again, those aromas, so they have like sweet, cereal-like maltiness with a hint of something floral, some hoppy, some hops, floral hops there. Yes. Again, I did not pick this up. It's interesting when I kind of get in the mindset of the tasting, but I think definitely the glass is helping a lot. So now I'm going to taste it, and it's funny because the glass says servir bien fría, which means pour or serve very cold. So I think I got that part covered. Yes, very much like I'm sticking with my Guns Pale Lager beer here. The tip of the tongue is bitter, maybe even more bitter than you would expect. With that little such a pale color, and the aromas do not let out so much hoppiness, but it is hoppier than expected on the tip of the tongue. However, the middle of the taste immediately opens up, and you get a lot more of that a little bit syrupy maltiness that kind of tastes a lot more like cereal towards the end of the taste. Very crisp finish, very refreshing. This is why I was drinking this the whole time I was there, and very light body. I mean, you can drink this all day long. However, it is 5.1, so it's I would say it's on the 5.1 alcohol by volume. I mean, so I think it's on the higher end of your kind of like beach lagers, but decent job of hiding that. I mean, it doesn't taste boozy at all. Very complex flavor, I would say, a lot more than I appreciated while I was down there. So all that becomes important when we go to the next piece, which is the part that I say rounds us up as beer connoisseurs, right? The food pairings. Now, pale lagers, they're light beers, so you want to go easy on the food. You don't want the food to overpower the beer, because then you lose all that, taste. And that's why we're beer connoisseurs. We really want to enjoy both. We want to enjoy the beer, we want to enjoy the meals, and we want to continue that experience as long as we can. Sometimes I wish I had 2 stomachs so I could continue that experience, right? Now, I'll tell you what I ate when I was down there, and these were the best pairings when I was down there with this beer. Number one, Sivas ceviche. There's ceviche all over the place there, and I'm a fiend for Sivas, and I was ecstatic with how fresh and how great the Sivas is down in Costa Rica. So anytime I could have Sivas ceviche, I was having Sivas ceviche, and this beer paired perfectly with that. Along with that, I also had grilled octopus with this beer. Perfect pairing there as well, with some vegetables. And the last one I'm going to it's a little bit on the heavier side, but it's still a good pairing with the beer. It doesn't overpower the beer. It's the national dish, which is called a casado. Casado, it actually resembles a lot like Puerto Rican cuisine where I'm from. It's rice and beans, however they use black beans, rice and beans and some kind of protein, whether it's chicken or pork or beef, and then some vegetables, and it's all on the same plate. However, like I said, good, well-seasoned food, but it doesn't overpower the beer. So that was good because the beer kind of kept cleansing and you can keep eating. As far as cheese, we actually had one day where we had this whole plate of 12 cheeses, and we tasted a bunch of cheeses with the beer. And I'm going to taste here, not the same one I had down there, but I'm going to go with the mozzarella, which I remember was a great pairing for this beer, a different kind of mozzarella, but still mozzarella. So I'm going to eat this one here, and I'm going to confirm this to you that it is a great pairing with this beer.
I got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me.
Absolutely great. I think it even enhances the flavor of the beer. See, the mozzarella, it's not, I mean, it's, how can I say this? It's creamy in a sense that it is kind of moist, but it's not like cheddar cheese, which like covers my whole tongue, right? So the mozzarella does not cover my whole tongue. If it did, it would probably be too much for this beer. So being that it's a lot lighter, more delicate flavor, it's a perfect pairing with this beer. The beer kind of cut off the edge at the beginning, although it still feels hoppy and a little bit bitter. But it enhances the beer. I think it opened up a little bit more towards the middle, got a little bit more of that malty sweetness in the center there, maybe because the cheese is salty, so it made me feel a little bit more sweeter, but great pairing right there, so I stick with that. Now, you know, you can always trust me as far as the dessert recommendation, and again, because I had so many combinations, I can give you one that I know works. So check out the description below, my gift to you. That concludes today's lesson. However, you know, I always like to ask you, have you ever had the pleasure of enjoying Pilsen? Maybe you went to Costa Rica, maybe somebody brought it for you. Let me know in the comments below. Great beer, you can have it solo, for all I care. I did that many times, out by the beach or wherever you are. So great beer to quench that thirst. If you've had other kind of like tropical Caribbean beers, this one resembles a lot of those. Although, like I said, it does have a nice body, aromas, perfectly, you know, well balanced flavors and aromas there. So winner in my book. So I hope I have helped you increase your beer knowledge as we all continue on this journey of beer connoisseurs. And I encourage you to be on the lookout over the next few days when I release my next beer review video. And until then, enjoy!